If you're living in a narcissistic relationship, be it to your parents, to siblings, or to your partner, there's only one thing you need to understand, and this is they don't make you feel that you aren't enough. It is all the way around. You feel that you are not being enough, and this is why you keep on perpetrating being in narcissistic relationships, almost as if you would want them to reflect this back to you, that you could finally get to the core of you really feeling not enough and getting in touch with it, and after all, getting out of it. Hi, my name is Christinajunge. I'm a love and leadership mentor. If you'd like to subscribe, you're welcome. Welcome to my community. Give me your comments and your like. And if you'd like to contact me at christina@christinajunge.com. Why are you still in this narcissistic relationship? Because you have grown up in narcissistic relationships. You have grown up in kinda emotionally, at least, abusive relationships. And you have interiorized that you are not enough and you don't deserve more. Now you're in this era and you're all, I don't feel enough and I don't feel this is a good relationship. I feel this person doesn't treat me right, and so this is because of this person. This is wrong. This is just the way around. You are in this kind of relationship, how these people treat you in the end, or today still, because there were times you could not choose, and you were kind of like growing into it and being groomed into it and were made understood that you are not enough, and everything they were accusing you of was to understand for you that you are not enough. You never figured out that it was them who felt they are not enough. They wanted to empower themselves. They needed a victim. They needed somebody to pull a guilt trip on. They needed somebody to accuse. And in the end, you interiorized that you are the one who's wrong, So you keep on choosing these same people. And you have interiorized that you are not obviously enough, because they were all the time criticizing you. They were all the time telling you that you are not enough, okay? So the idea in the end is, once you get out of these kind of relationships, this has become completely normal to you. So you understand that this is who you are. But to get out of these kind of relationships today, now that you're a grown person, and this is a channel for only grown people, this is something you need to switch. You need to understand that you don't feel not enough because of this person accusing you of not being enough. It's a little bit around. If you want to get into healing, you need to understand that you first didn't feel enough, and then you chose people with whom you felt completely normalized in your behavior and how they treated you, that you have assumed that those people were wrong, that those people were making you feel this way, which is a kind of true, but it leaves you all the time in this cycle of telling me, in the comments and everybody else, and you are right, that this person makes you feel this way. So if we were healthy, if we were clear on how we relate and how we choose relationships and how we stay in relationships, we would possibly get into this idea that this person makes me feel bad, makes me feel I am not enough, so I will have to get out of this relationship because it makes me feel like bad. This person makes me feel like I'm not enough. This person makes me feel like I'm guilty. This person makes me feel like I'm a sad existence or whatever, or that I'm always the one who's wrong, in this relationship, and this is why this person would feel supposedly bad or things in their lives wouldn't work. And it's not like that. It's not like that. It's like a wrong cause. The substance of the healing from narcissistic relationships is, in fact, when we're talking about not feeling enough, or somebody makes you feel you are not enough, that you, inside of yourself, don't believe that you are enough. So you think you are not enough and you don't deserve enough, and you put up with all this BS all the time and thinking it is them making you feel like this, which is kind of like that. But in the end, as I said, if we were healthy beings and we would get into a relationship where somebody, okay, let's put it to an extreme. You're in a relationship, and this relationship, like in the very first beginning, this person starts to spit on you. You think this is way curious, you know. It is not. So you would say, you're spitting on me the first time, you know. The second time maybe, or you're already out the first time of this relationship because you're like, this person was spitting on me. I can't believe this. I need to get out of here. But what we're doing in narcissistic relationships or in emotionally abusive relationships is that we're saying, oh my God, this poor person, you know, he's probably feeling so bad, or she's feeling so bad. So I now need to take care of this person and convert this person so this person wouldn't spit on me anymore. Okay? But everybody can understand that this is like a little bit twisted, and that there's something inside of you which is wrong, you know, inside of us which is wrong if we would stay in a relationship where somebody would spit on us. It's totally logic to everybody, right? But the psychological dynamics, they are much more subtle. And so you came out of a narcissistic upbringing, or where you weren't appreciated, where you weren't approved of, where you weren't acknowledged, where you weren't noticed, where people told you all the time that you are guilty of everything what is going wrong there. So you internalized that you are not enough. So you internalize that people can spit on you all the time, right? And that it must be because you are wrong. So you need to be spit on all the time. Excuse me, please, okay? Do you get the thing? So you go and get into relationships, you form partnerships, and these people spit on you. And you're thinking all the time, look, my lifelong now, people were spitting on me, and now I get into this partnership and this person is spitting on me again, right? And it might have occurred to you back then, you know, when you noticed that the first time this person was spitting on you, that it was not good enough for you and that you deserve something better, right? And you would probably go out of the relationship. This is not how narcissistic relationships work. There is a side dynamic, which is the dynamic of lifting you up, of showing themselves very vulnerable, of showing themselves like the victim. And this makes you feel that you need to take care of them, and that they have like this other side of them which is very much close to you and which is very much accessible to some degree, and which is the side which loves you. All right? So this constant up and down, while you don't see so clearly that they are spitting on you, excuse me, please, this is how it makes you feel all the time, like doubting if this person can be good, if you can be good enough for this person, if you can just change yourself all the time so this person will approve of you at some point and will tell you, you're great, you know what, I was so wrong and I was treating you up and down, and now I'm going to stay consistent, now I'm going to stay close to you, now I'm going to stay in dialogue with you, and we're going to work this out. And this is just not how things work. These are power dynamics, and these people spit on you, okay? And you think that you deserve being spit on, because there's something inside of you. It's really like, amazing. There's something inside of you who still thinks that you deserve no better than being spit on all the time. And in the end, this is not where you want to go in a relationship. You can tell this person to no longer spit on you, but since you have been spit on for so long, spit on as being like the pendant to the feeling not good enough, that somebody made you feel not good enough, and you keep on being in those relationships until you supposedly make them notice by being every day a little bit better, like serving them better, like doing the entire bowing down deal to convert them almost, and to gain their love and to have them finally convinced that you are the good one in the game and that they were wrong all the time. So you're waiting for this moment all the time, and it is obviously perpetrated also by the dynamics that this person sometimes is close and sometimes shows their victim side, and sometimes they show very vulnerable, and you see how close they are and how you are on a kind of like on the same level, but at the next moment they get you again through this uppity downity, and you don't know who you are and where you are and what else to do to finally gain their approval and their love. But who is not loving themselves, who is not approving of themselves, is you, if you are in a narcissistic relationship, because you still believe that these people can spit on you. Okay? I understand that if you have grown in relationships where love was missing, any kind of abusive, emotionally abusive relationships or narcissistic relationships with people who made you feel that you are not enough, that you have this emptiness you don't want to, let's say, get to. You don't want to touch this emptiness. You don't want to touch this feeling of not being enough, this feeling of having in reality no identity, because you couldn't build up your identity and you were waiting for somebody to come in and to give you identity, to give you approval, to tell you that you are enough, to tell you that you belong, to tell you that everything was just a joke, everything was just to test you, and that you finally belong to the flock. And you're not. Nobody's going to come ever. So this love which you haven't received, you are not receiving this inside of this narcissistic relationship or any kind of abusive relationship, emotionally abusive relationship or more. But this is something you need to cultivate inside of yourself. And the first step of cultivating this love with yourself is to no longer allow anybody ever again to spit on you. Do you understand this? This is really crucial for you. This is crucial to understand that you deserve better, and that these are not the indicated people who will give you the approval in the end. Although they're telling you all the time, if once you're going to be better, I'm going to approve of you, which is just not the way it is. So you need to start approving of yourself, and this is first and foremost setting boundaries, no longer to being spit on. I know your emptiness and your void and your quest for love and for people who would be close and for people who would be honest and for people who would be consistent is big, There's a huge hole inside of your life, which is like searching to be filled by these intense relationships, by this intense feeling like this core of this narcissistic person, which is a very vulnerable core, which is a very beautiful core, like your core is too. But this person chose to abuse. This person chose to make you feel like a victim, for them to feel a little bit upper, a little bit above you, little bit less of a victim than always you are. Okay? So they didn't choose to also fill themselves with love, neither did they choose to allow you to fill them with love, which is per se not possible. Okay? We can do this once we're small, once we're tiny. We can fill children with love. And we can tell them that they are great. We can tell them that they are beautiful. That we can tell them that they can advance, and that it doesn't matter if they fail, and all these things. But at a certain age, when you have passed through this guilt trip, through this abuse, and through this idea that you are not enough, that you live this void, and that you need somebody like these same people who would never give you the let's say, in your life, and you keep on asking those people, to fill you. But once you are grown, you can't do this anymore. We can't do this as humans anymore. So what we need to do is to fill our, let's say, our heart, our inner side, our void with love. Me. Okay? There's nobody in this world who can come and fill your cup all the time, that you will stay filled if you don't think you deserve it, okay? If you feel that you are not enough, you need to get out what you have understood about yourself from other people, that you are not enough, supposedly, that you are negative in all kinds of manners, and to stop believing these people. And you also need to stop believing now and in reality those people who keep on perpetrating these ideas inside of you. That if only, your idea now is, if only they would now give you this love you can sometimes sense in them, you would be okay, because you could sense it. It was sometimes there. But this is not the way. You can't do this, like being spit on sometimes, and sometimes being hugged by the same person without this person apologizing, and making a real commitment to never doing this again, because it will break your trust with this person, right? So the ground idea is, the basic idea is that you keep on asking from people to love you, to fill you, to be close to you, to accept you, to give you identity, even this, although they spit on you. I hope you understand how I mean this. So the only way for you to start getting up your boundaries, getting up your standards, getting up your principles, getting up your self-worth and your self-love, is only by putting boundaries to people who don't do good to you, and from whom you need to make this click too. You still expect to give you love, and to apologize, and to be there, and to only show this one side of them, which they keep on shifting. Once this side, once this side. Okay? So no longer allow anybody to spit on you. No longer be there for people who don't fill you, who don't treat you right. And this is like, people should treat you right all the time, decently. And if something goes wrong, you can tell these people, and they should be able to dialogue with you about it, and to talk with you about it, and to get better. They should try. But it is not like this victim try. It is not like this person who says, oh, I'll try and get better. And you see, they don't make this decision in the end, because they are falling again into the trap of this cycle of accusing you, of telling you are the wrong part in this relationship, and that everything which goes wrong in their relationship is because you had something to do inside of those dynamics, which is obviously wrong. And you need to make this decision. this is really, really important, that you make a decision to get out of relationships where people spit on you. Okay, so you need to get out of relationships right now where you are in narcissistic relationships or where you are in emotionally abusive relationships, because these people kind of spit on you and you allow this. So this is the thing, the twist inside of the dynamics, which is not really obvious, but it is still the only dynamic, that you believe once they give you the love, you feel good, you'll feel better. They stop spitting on you and you'll feel better, and you will. The only thing is that they don't stop spitting on you. And by putting boundaries, by setting boundaries, by filling yourself with love, setting standards and trying to hold yourself, trying to be there for yourself, setting your goals, understanding that making a decision is making a decision and is to follow up, although it's hard, this will get you out of the dynamics of narcissistic relationships. So it is not on the narcissistic person, although it seems to be there, because you're saying, well, this person is the abusive person, and if this person would just stop, we would be just fine. And it's obvious to everybody, if somebody could look inside of this relationship, what they usually can't, because the narcissistic person or the emotionally abusive person has a double face, one towards the outside and one towards the victim. So nobody could see, but if they would see that the relationship is wrong and that they are abusive, okay? But you don't understand that if you allow this person, yes, because of your socialization, yes, because of your upbringing, yes, because you have this void, yes, because you think you don't deserve more, that you keep on thinking you are not enough, and this is why they treat you this way. And it's not really like that. It is that you still believe you are not enough, and by being permissive with them, by doing everything these people want from you, and they do want from you, that you will finally get to the goal to get approved with their love, And this is not how things work. You need to set boundaries and make decisions that you are no longer being spit on. And you will feel better then, and not when they stop spitting on you, because they automatically stop spitting on you if you don't allow them to spit on you, because you don't stay any longer in abusive or narcissistic relationships. I know it's hard. I know it's not easy, but it's the only way for you to really get out of the dynamics and to feel self-worth, to feel self-love, to fill your cup up, to understand that you are worth so much, that you have values, that you have standards, and one of the standards should be that nobody is ever going to spit on you again, because you are a beautiful person, okay? You love yourself, and once you love yourself, you will pull into your world people who love you, okay? People will be there for you, and only if you are there for yourself, because you will very fast put boundaries, set boundaries, limits to people who don't treat you according to your standards. Although it might be first that you don't feel them, but to only know that nobody from now on can ever spit on you again should make you feel, or make you understand first, and then feel that this is nothing you have to be in, okay? You are completely allowed to be in relationships where you feel enough, where you feel you're worth it, where you feel you're beautiful, where you feel you're loved in the end. But this love will only come to you if you start loving yourself. And it is always connected to what you allow in your relationships. So what you really need to do is to set boundaries. and to no longer believe those crazy dynamics that once you get better for them, they will approve of you and then you will feel better with yourself. This is just wrong, okay? You first feel better with yourself when you get all this BS out of your life, you know, all the people who spit on you. You set in boundaries, you turn around and you understand this person was spitting on you. So you don't have to assume any guilt. You don't have to assume responsibility for this person. You only assume responsibility for yourself, okay? And this is to protect yourself, to get out, to get support, to set boundaries, and to be there for yourself. I hope this helped a little bit. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel and check out all those other videos which are coming up about dealing with narcissistic people on a path of healing, which I have gone for myself. Bye.